Hello and welcome to the channel. I'm Annie, this is Stanley, and we're here to talk about books. So for today's video, we're going to be picking my TBR for November, and I'm going to be doing things a bit differently than usual this time. I am going to send a request to my husband Dave, who's currently away up in Edinburgh, and I'm going to ask him to give me some numbers between a range to fit my physical TBR and also some of my Hercules 2.0 hardest reading challenge you'll ever do prompts to pick my books. So that's going to be quite fun and quite interesting, I hope. But first of all, let's make some tea. Still a bit thin on the ground for tea at the moment, but my birthday is just around the corner. So fingers crossed that there will be more tea to go in the drawers fairly shortly. So we're still using the D10 and the D6. 6 and 3 is 9, so that's 6 across there. 7, 8, 9, which is Jade Oolong Rose. That is always a good combination. We've got a tall teapot today. Have to be very careful filling this one up because it is not very well designed. It does tend to spill quite a bit. Also have to be careful with oolong because it's quite tightly wound, so it does tend to expand quite a bit when you put the water in it. So you don't want to put too much tea in, and I don't want to put too much water in. So it's a good tea selection for this pot, I feel. Hopefully be able to successfully make a pot of tea without making a mess. There we go. Water is over the tea leaves, so that will do. Jade Oolong Rose. Lovely. So now that we've got our tea, I think it's time to go over to the book flaps and see what Dave's selections have in store. So here we are at the book flaps, and Dave has replied with the numbers that he has selected. Now, normally the books down on this bottom shelf are separated out, so they're the ones that I want to include specifically in my Hercules 2.0 challenge, hardest reading challenge you'll ever do. But because I wanted to mix things up a bit, make life more difficult for myself, and have Dave give me numbers across all of the books, the physical books on my TBR, I have put them all back in. So they're all in alphabetical order by author. And it's going to be complete random chance as to whether we actually get Hercules books or not. So I asked him to give me 3 numbers from 1 to 52 because I have 52 physical books on my TBR. So that's just going to be completely random whether they work out for me or not. And I've also asked him for 3 numbers between 1 and 17, which relates to the Hercules spreadsheet and the rows of the bingo board that I have yet to complete. So I know that I'm going to get at least half the physical or possibly ebook picks for my November TBR from my Hercules spreadsheet, but the others are going to be random. So Stanley's got the laptop ready. Thank you, Stanley. So let's see what the numbers are. So out of the 1 to 52, he has picked 9, 43 and 50. So 9 will be on this shelf here. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Okay, it's not a Hercules book. It is Snap by Belinda Bauer, which is a thriller, which starts with, I think there's 2 or maybe 3 children in a car on the side of the road. Their mother has left them in the car and said that they need to stay there and she'll come back, and then she doesn't come back. That's all I know about that, but haven't read a thriller for a while, so be interesting to see what happens with that. So with the 43 to 50 and 50, they're going to be on this bottom shelf. So I did all of the paperbacks in alphabetical order, and then I separated out my outsized ones at the end because they wouldn't easily go on the shelves. Oh no. Oh no. 50 is 2 up from the... Oh. No. No. Oh. Curse you, Dave. You picked The Goldfinch by Donna Tartt. It's huge. And I don't think it's very jolly. And I think it's going to be a tough one. Oh, I did not want this on my TBR for November. But it's also not on the Hurt Kids spreadsheet. So I'm possibly going to go through all of this and not get any bingo square ticks out of it. Oh. The Goldfinch by Donna Tartt. Something to do with a young man and his mother and a painting, I think. And it's dark and it's desperate and it's psychological and maybe it'll be awesome. You never know. I liked The Secret History. I've heard good things about this one. We'll see how it goes. But wow, this was not in my plan. But this is what happens when you make it random. So there you go. Yeah. Oh, so that was 50. So 49, 48, 47, 46, 45, 44, 43. Also not on the Hurt Kids spreadsheet. The Perfume Collector by Kathleen Tesaro. Although I have been quite keen to read this one, to be fair. So I'm glad this has come out rather than me having to wait until sometime next year to read this. It is set, I don't know when it's set, 1920s New York and Paris. And it's about the estate of the deceased Mrs. Ava Dorsey. Duty to inform you, you are named as the chief beneficiary in her will. Request your presence at our offices, blah, blah, blah. Protagonist Grace has never heard of this person. Begins a journey which takes Grace through the streets of Paris into the seductive world of perfumers and their muses. So that sounds really good. Looking forward to that. So that's quite a range Dave has picked from the shelves. So now I'll move across a bit. We've done the book flaps. Let's see what's on the spreadsheet. So we have rows 2, 14 and 15. So row 2 of the ones I haven't done is the series Staircase. So for physical books, that's going to be the second in the Neapolitan novels by Elena Ferrante, The Story of a New Name. So I am not mad about that because there are 4 of those to read. So I'm quite keen to carry on with that. I read the first one fairly recently. It's about a young woman growing up in Italy in the 60s, I think, 50s, 60s. And the first one finished when she was 16. So there's still quite a lot of her life to go. So yes, Elena shares a name with the author. Looking forward to carrying on with that. So that's cool. 14, if we scroll down, is the Queer Alphabet. Okay, that's cool. So I need to fulfill the first one on the row that I haven't fulfilled is the bisexual or pansexual, which I have allocated to See You at the Summit, but that's also in the new releases row for January, so that's not out yet. So The Beautiful Something Else, which has a trans protagonist. I don't own it yet, so I'm going to have to obtain that one. Beautiful Something Else by Ash von Otterloo Full of humour and heartbreak, the story about a non-binary character navigating a binary world is perfect for fans of Alex Gino and Kyle Lukoff. Haven't ever heard of those. So I had believed that this was going to fulfill my trans protagonist, but I guess we'll find out. That may or may not be the case. I may have been misled by ChatGPT. I am terrible because I've been using ChatGPT for recommendations, and possibly I shouldn't do that because it lies to me. But it is definitely going to fulfill the 7+ covers. No. It is definitely going to fulfill the 7+ colours on the cover challenge because, as you can see, it has all the colours of the rainbow. So that's cool. We'll have to obtain that. I'll probably get an ebook version. And 15 is BIPOC authors. Oh, interesting. So the first one in the row that I haven't yet done is the Kinship Chronicles by Daniel Heath Justice, which is also going to fulfill the gender fluid or two-spirit square on the queer alphabet row. And that is a fantasy series. I think I was going to get the whole trilogy in one because the whole trilogy together is 632 pages, so I think they're quite short on their own. So yes, The Way of Thorn and Thunder, numbers 1 to 3, the Kinship Chronicles. Fantasy literature, beyond the stereotypes, set in a world resembling 18th century North America. Home of the forest-dwelling kin, adventure tale that bends genre and gender. So yeah, looking forward to that too. That is another one that I don't own, so it's going to be exciting because I'm going to get some new books. Yay, I can buy books. Yay! So, quite a range. Fantasy, contemporary YA, historical drama, and the Goldfinch. Oh, fine. It's on the shelf for a reason. Okay, we can do it, Stanley. Thanks, Dave. Sort of. So I realised I forgot the Adventures in Eldia prompt for November. And this is the part of the map I'm on. I was at 10C, so I can either visit the Mage Tower or gather the crowd at the inn for my band. And I think gathering the crowd is definitely more fun. So that means I'm going to 11F, which is use a random number generator and match the number you got to the amount of words in the title. So in my TBR spreadsheet for title length, I have between 1 and 9. So I'm going to roll a D10 and hope I don't get a 0. 1! Okay. That was not what I was expecting. So for 1 in the title, I have a fair few. Oh, I've read orange. That shouldn't be on here anymore. But there are 2 that are part of the Herkyard challenge. So I'm going to go with air because I don't want to read trio. So air is, I think, speculative fiction by Jeff Ryman. And yeah, so that's going to be added to the TBR as well. Okay, so this is the physical pile of books that Dave has picked. And yeah, it's quite an interesting selection. I really don't know how I'm going to feel about the Goldfinch, but having that and the Kinship Chronicles in the same month, they're like, 1,500 pages worth of books. But that's fine. I don't have much else to do with my life, so why not read chunky books? And also, there's no pressure on me, I think, to finish the Goldfinch if I'm not enjoying it, because it's not going to fulfill any of my reading challenge prompts. So that's possibly a blessing, but who knows? I might love it. We'll find out. But I also have the electronic books, which I'm going to have to purchase for the ones that I don't currently own. And there'll probably be some audiobooks in the mix as well. But that's it for this video. Thank you so much for watching. Please like and subscribe if you want to consume more of my YouTube content. And there's also links to various other things in the description about a book that Stanley and I wrote together some time ago, and various other projects like the podcast and my novels. You can find all the information in the description box. But for now, I hope you're having an excellent reading week. And yeah, I hope to see you in another video fairly soon. Bye for now.